I have chosen two artifacts that will demonstrate my content knowledge of educational technology. This activity I created using the Jigsaw classroom model in EdTech 502. This project is on the new 7 wonders of the world, and this demonstrates my ability to create using educational technology. First, to create this project, I needed to use certain tools. I used Photoshop to create the banner of the website, and I also used Dreamweaver to create the actual website. This project taught me how educational technology can be used in unique ways to really help students learn in a different way. This project allows students to use technology to research, and it also has them work together and they can teach each other what they have learned. So this was a really important project for me because I used what I learned here and expanded on it in later projects in this program. The one-to-one artifact demonstrates my ability to select and use appropriate technology resources. So for this project, I identified different resources that I would use when switching my school to a one-to-one environment. And I also selected all free resources since the school I work at doesn't always have access to the funds to purchase new resources. And in addition to that, I identified a few things that need to be considered when selecting resources or changing an environment or implementing new technology. I chose two artifacts that I believe demonstrate my ability to use educational technology to improve learning based on current content pedagogy. During EdTech 511, Interactive Courseware Design, I created a unit of instruction to teach my students how to read maps. And this unit demonstrates my ability to create learning materials. I created the unit and used videos for instruction and different materials for assessment. I used Google Forms as one type of assessment, and also Muzzy Lane. I created activities using Muzzy Lane software. So this unit of instruction, it took a long time for me to plan out and design, and I believe that it clearly shows my ability to create using educational technology resources to improve student learning. I created this project in EdTech 554, Managing Technology Integration. And this is a guide to rolling out a learning management system in Cambodia, which is where I work now and was working when I created this project. And this guide is based on what I learned when I moved our school online because of coronavirus. So this has advice for technology leaders in a school in an environment like mine on how to be successful when rolling out a new technology. So I provided advice on home use, device software logistics, the administration's role, professional development, and onboarding. And I believe that this demonstrates my ability to manage technological processes. I will present a few artifacts that demonstrate my ability to facilitate learning by creating, selecting, analyzing, and evaluating learning environments.
For my instructional design project, I created a short course to help train ESL teachers. And in this short course, I developed several specific goals that I wanted the teachers to meet, and I used the ARCS table to help design the course to keep the teachers interested and to make sure that they got the most out of the experience. I developed learning materials that I felt would benefit the teachers and that could be used in an online environment. And I also developed evaluations for the people taking the course. So I believe that the learning materials and how I designed the short course for my instructional design project demonstrate my ability to create learning environments. Before I created the materials for my instructional design project, I completed a needs assessment survey and collected and analyzed data in order to determine some weaknesses or rooms for improvement in the current lessons at the company I am working for. So this needs assessment demonstrates my ability to analyze data, collect information, and determine weaknesses in learning environments. With the Digital Citizenship Project, I created 3 lessons that I believe are very important to help students stay safe and have a positive experience in a digital learning environment. So I chose digital literacy, digital law, and digital security. And my selection of these 3 topics and the information I present about these topics demonstrate my ability to foster safe and effective learning environments for students. In this video, I am going to present a few artifacts that demonstrate my ability to design, develop, implement, and evaluate technology-rich environments in a community. The data collection portion of my instructional design project demonstrated my ability to work with my peers. I created a survey and sent it out to teachers that I work with in the online company that I work for. So I was able to collect data from them and then analyze the data in order to find a need for improvement in the company. The professional development session that I designed demonstrates my ability to lead technology integration in a school. I designed this training program to help teachers implement Schoology and use it for all their classes so that they can deliver their classes online. And I was in charge of this rollout, and I helped to train all the teachers and lead a successful online transition using the learning management system Schoology. And this training professional development session was how I was kind of the first step in that process. The digital learning experience that I created demonstrates my ability to create evaluation and assessments based on specific learning objectives. When creating this project, I first set forth several learning objectives and then created some different types of assessment in order to make sure that all of the objectives were reached. My final assessment was to have the students create a timeline, an interactive timeline about their specific civilization. I will present 3 projects that demonstrate my ability to use research to improve learning outcomes. The annotated bibliography that I completed for EdTech 504 demonstrates my knowledge of some of the foundational learning theories, and I also described how those relate to educational technology. So in this paper, I researched the cultural historical activity theory, constructivism, communities of inquiry, behaviorism, and social constructivism. The cultural historical activity theory paper that I wrote demonstrates my ability to apply research methodologies to solve problems. The cultural historical activity theory is generally used to evaluate programs, but in this paper I argue that it would also be beneficial to use chat as a framework to help with successful implementation of integrating technology. So this demonstrates my ability to use research for practical purposes. The evaluation portion of my instructional design project demonstrates my ability to apply formal strategies for evaluation. In this project, I use Kirkpatrick's 4-level evaluation plan as a model to evaluate the effectiveness of the course that I designed for this project.